Hello YouTube, my name is Travis and this is Bacon and Backpacking. We're here today in the lovely state of Ohio in the Wayne National Forest. The Wayne National Forest is actually split up into 3 different districts. It's not one continuous landmass. There's the Ironton district, there is the Athens district, and then we're here today in the Marietta district. If anyone is familiar with the Archer's Fork backpacking loop, that is about 8 to 10 miles in that direction. There is actually a connector trail that connects the trails we're doing today with the Archer's Fork loop. Trail conditions today, we're looking at about 39 degrees right now, partly sunny. It's going to get down to a low tonight of about 19 to 20 degrees. There's no precipitation in the forecast, but it is Ohio, and we'll see. I'm prepared either way. So yeah, without further ado, we're going to go ahead and hit the trail and get this thing done, all right? All right, guys, here we are, getting ready to hit the trailhead. I want to go ahead and see what our trail weight's going to be. I actually packed out a lot of stuff for this trip, so we'll go ahead and take a look here. What we got? We're spinning a little bit, but it looks like right on 30 pounds. I'm a little bit heavier for this trip than what I normally would be. I'm packing in all of my water and some Gatorade as well too. Most of what we're doing is actually going to be on Greenwood Trail rather than Scenic River. Scenic River is mostly going to be tomorrow. That is where we will be coming out tomorrow. So I was kind of discussing back at the parking lot that I had packed in all my water. So pretty much anywhere you go in the Wayne National Forest, especially this Marietta district, a bunch of old mining operations and things like that out here, and it is recommended that you do not drink the water, even filtered. Now, with that being said, I've done the Archer's Fork loop a couple of different times now, and you know, both times I did filter water, and I am still alive, and that's mainly because I have a Grail. Okay, it's not like a Sawyer or a Life Straw. The Grail also filters out heavy metals, which is kind of in those tailings from the mining operations. So if you had to come out here and you had to filter water, I would definitely recommend something like a Grail that's going to filter out those heavy metals for you. Stepped in a hole. Almost broke my leg already. Not a good start, huh? But today, I just didn't want to mess with it. So I didn't bring any water filtration whatsoever. And I carried in 2 1-liter bottles, which I haven't touched yet, and then also a bottle of Gatorade as well, which is actually a redundancy and is a multi-use item, and we will get to that in a minute. So it looks like that's where we're headed. That ridge up there with some sunshine on it. Still climbing. We're about the same elevation we were the last time I checked in on the river. We climbed a little bit more, but it looks like we got about another 100 feet or so of elevation to go. It honestly hasn't been too bad up to this point. The switchbacks are very well designed, so no real issues there. Hasn't been too strenuous of a hike so far, but man, it's beautiful out here this time of the year. I don't know if you guys can zoom in here. It's a little island out there in the middle of the river. Pretty cool. And then over there, all those buildings, that is West Virginia. All right, guys, lions and tigers and bears, oh my. Well, it's not that severe. No lions, no tigers, but there are black bears in the Wayne National Forest and this part of Ohio in general. I'm not super worried about it this time of the year, but I did bring things to set up a bear line. Like I said, I'm not super worried about it, but it's probably a precaution worth taking. Other notable wildlife out here that you'll see that you don't necessarily see in most other parts of the state. There are copperheads around here. I believe there are timber rattlesnakes as well. I know there are bobcats for a fact. I have heard them. And there's a ton of coyotes out here. The last 2 times I was out at Archer's Fork, it was a symphony all night. 2 different packs calling back and forth. Very loud, a whole bunch of them. And I would expect that we're going to hear the same thing tonight as well, too. This seems like an even less traveled part of this trail loop out here. So I would expect to definitely hear some coyotes tonight. One other thing I wanted to briefly address is maybe you guys can see the tubing back here behind me. I was talking about filtering water, and I said that, you know, the Grail or a similar filter would filter out the heavy metals, right? And it will. However, there are still active oil wells and operations out here, and in some places in the streams and stuff like that, you will see that sheen or that shimmer in the sunlight of those petroleum products in the water. So the times that I did filter water out here, obviously I tried to steer clear of that. But that's just another reason why you probably don't want to take water out of here. Like I said, I just packed mine in. It's no big deal. You know, it's an extra 5 pounds. It'll all be gone tomorrow. And yeah, that'll be that. So no worries there. Guys, look at these mossy rocks. Look how freaking green this one is. And also too, funny side note, drives my girlfriend crazy, I think. Beech trees are my favorite trees. I just like the texture, I like how the roots look. You know, I like how smooth the bark is. Like, I just think they're super cool trees. In the part of the state that I grew up in, we just didn't really have any. So anytime we're in an area with like a beech grove, I get super excited. I think it drives her a little bit crazy, but she's gonna be watching this video today. And anyways, honey, there's your beech tree. But guys, look at these rock formations. Like, they're everywhere. This is so cool, like the way that the light is coming through the forest right now, walking amongst these formations. And all the moss. All the rocks out here have a ton of moss on them. And I just think that this area is just super cool. Look at that light coming through, guys. Beautiful out here today. Couldn't ask for a better day. I'm shooting in 4K, so hopefully, you know, we have some high quality videos for everybody. Obviously there's going to be some shake while walking and stuff like that, but I have to get this hike done at the same time, you know. In the future, I was thinking about maybe using a gimbal or something, but being as this is my first YouTube video, I don't want to go crazy until I get out here, see what it looks like, see what kind of response it gets, and then I want to know what I want to work on in the future. So anybody who ends up watching this, because right now, while I'm filming this, there are 0 of you that are watching this, but if anybody ends up seeing this video, please, you know, comment and let me know what I can improve upon. Look at this thing. Oh man, it's probably hard to tell, but it's probably at least 50 feet tall, and there's actually some big trees growing right up out of there. Pretty cool. It always amazed me, some of the things that can grow out of those rocks. Like the root systems go all crazy. They end up sprawling out all over the place, but somehow the tree, you know, lives to be 50, 60 years old, despite, you know, 3 inches under the trunk is a rock. So I always thought that that was super cool, how that works out. You guys hear that? There's a massive Ohio waterfall. Let's see if we can find it here. I think it's running off the, oh yeah, there it is. Get a little bit closer so you guys can see it. It's I don't think I'm going to tag waterfall in the video because it's just it's not really doing it. But it is it is technically a waterfall. So I bring you waterfalls on my first video. Look at that. So the funny thing about this waterfall is it's kind of like a little recess in the side of a hill right there. You actually see the stream that's feeding it, probably right behind me there. On the Archer's Fork loop, I just had the craziest deja vu because there's an identical setup on the Archer's Fork loop. It even looks like almost identical. So it really threw me for a loop for a second. I'm like, did I end up on Archer's Fork Trail? I'm like, how did I do that only like 2.5 miles in? How did I make this big of a mistake? And then my the logic came back, and I'm like, you know, you have another 8 miles to get to the Archer's Fork loop. So definitely not what we're looking at right there, but still pretty cool nonetheless. You know, it breaks up the forest with a nice little point of interest. So I thought it was pretty cool. Well, how can we not record this? Little ominous, huh? I'm assuming someone has taken a spill at some point here. Yeah, it looks like it might hurt. Sun's coming out a little bit. Keep cycling between beanie on, beanie off, beanie on, beanie off, sunglasses on, sunglasses off. But I'm loving it, guys. Here pretty soon, we're gonna find a spot to post up, eat some food. It's about that time. Man, look at that up there. yeah, we're gonna find a spot to post up, eat some food, take a 5-minute break. I mean, we're 3 miles in. Nothing crazy today, almost to the halfway point. I think it was only, 6.8 miles today. All right, friends, we are gonna take our first stop here. We said about 3 miles in. I'm literally sitting right on the trail, but not really too worried about it, considering, like I said, I saw those 2 cars out there, and I'm assuming they're probably on the Scenic River portion of the trail and not so much the Greenwood portion. I do have a 50-liter Z-Packs pack. You won't believe the amount of stuff that I fit in this thing. I love this thing. And I'll tell you what, Z-Packs says that this thing is rated up to, I think it's 35 pounds. And I've heard some other YouTubers, you know, say that you don't want to load this pack with more than 25 pounds. I have 30 pounds in here and can barely even tell that I'm carrying anything. So, fantastic pack, rides very close to the body. I'll show you what we got to snack on here. We've got some dried mangoes. Trail mix. Most importantly, I think it's at the bottom, we've got some Sweet Baby Ray's beef jerky, which is just, if I can get it out, amazing. This stuff is awesome. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna eat real quick, take like a 5-minute break. After I'm done eating, just kind of sit here and enjoy. I can see the river down here, and there's a big barge heading down the river. I just kind of want to chill, you know, watch that thing go past. So anyways, I'm gonna eat this food and then I will see you shortly. So I just got done eating. We're back on the move. Probably walked a minute and a half and ran into one of the couples day hiking out here. So there's one of them. We may or may not run into somebody else, and that's probably going to be about it today. So, but I'm perfectly fine with that. Like I said, one of the great things about Wayne National Forest out here is the solitude. I mean, it's one of the few places where you can really feel lost, and I like that. It's nice to just kind of get away. So we're going to keep walking here. I'm probably not going to record a whole lot more until we get to camp. And then I want to record a bunch of footage there too. So I'm trying to get a feel for, you know, what sort of content people want to see, you know, how everything looks once it's edited and put together. So right now I'm just kind of recording a little bit of everything and bringing you guys along with me. We'll see what makes the cut into the final version here. But I don't know, I'm just excited to be out here and be doing this. This is awesome. And then check this out real quick. I did want to take a second to kind of remark on the condition of the trail. So I live in the northeastern part of Ohio, and within a 3-week period, we got about 3 feet of snow where I live. And up there, in a lot of places, there still is, you know, 10, 12 inches of snow still on the ground. I actually had some Catula ice cleats originally in my pack, and I went ahead and got rid of those. They definitely didn't get as much snow down here, and I think it was like 60 here yesterday. It was really warm down here yesterday, and whatever was remaining of that snow accumulation obviously melted. Haven't had a single patch of ice on this entire trail, so pretty cool. And also, it's not even that muddy, which I don't know how that works. So the time has finally come for my audience to really get a bonding experience with me. So I want to show you guys this. This is my favorite thing in the world. So this is a Dyneema poop kit bag from Space Bear Bags, and I'll tell you what, if you ever have, you know, low morale on the trail, you take this thing out and take one look at it, it's going to give you a good laugh. It's going to boost the spirits a little bit. So I freaking love this thing. So check out Space Bear Bags if you want to cop one of these. So anyways, guess it's time for my first YouTube dump. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back on the trail. You guys thought I was going to make you watch, didn't you? No, I'm not weird like that. So anyways, we're going to keep pushing on. I took a look at the map. It looks like there's a campsite at about 6.2 miles in, one at about 6.8 miles in, and one at 7.2 miles in. We're at 5.5 right now-ish. So we should be closing in on the first campsite here in a little while. All right, YouTube, we are at an important junction. As you can see by that blaze, we are still on the Greenwood Trail. Now, for our intents and purposes here, you can see here that there are blue blazes headed in that direction. This is back towards Scenic River and also Greenwood. We're still on Greenwood. So we've got some more blazes up here. We got another little creek crossing. Oh boy, that's gonna be slick. Another junction sign. So North Country Trail, Buckeye Trail is going to be to our left. And then up here, we see those yellow diamonds with the green dots. That is the Greenwood Trail. So we're going to continue on this direction. Alright guys, so we found a campsite. What's the easiest way to access this? I guess we'll go down here very carefully. Down the hill. I'm going to leave that in. So, went against my better judgment right there, which I do all the time, but luckily it was graceful. We did like a baseball slide down the hill, so that was pretty funny. I'm obviously not going to start a fire this close to my gear. So our fire ring is going to be moved over here. You see that's where the pack and everything is at. And then I'm going to hang my bear bag across the creek over on the other side there. So I'm going to go ahead and get up the tarp. But let me go ahead and show you real quick the setup here. I pitched the tarp very low, so it's a pain to get in here unless I peel back the doors. But there's the hammock. I kind of did this intentionally because it's actually really windy out here. So as you guys can see, underquilt, overquilt is in there. I have a pillow up top. My whoopee is over here, and there's also a puffy coat in here as well too. So that's what she looks like on the inside. Let's go ahead and birth ourselves out of here. All right, time for the part that everybody's waiting for. This is my little fire kit. I've got a couple different types of tinder in here. I'm just gonna use one of these pre-made ones here. As a matter of fact, I'm probably actually gonna use like 2. Everything out here is super wet and damp. I mean, we are in February. You know, it's been snowing, raining, cold, everything else. So I'm gonna go ahead and light these things up, get this fire going. You'll see that I have it in a log cabin configuration. I think it's the best for wet wood. It's gonna start drying out that stuff around the perimeter. So we'll see how it goes. those for right now. Some of this kindling going. I think we're going to be good. All right, we've got her going. It's going pretty good. I'm going to clear out a little bit more space around it, just to make sure we don't catch any leaves on fire or anything. But to be honest with you, as wet as everything is around here, the risk is very minimal. Well, we're just sitting here getting the fire going, heating up some water, and we're going to have a peak meal here pretty soon. I'll show you that. We have the beef stroganoff today. Exquisite menu. But for real though, it's the only thing I can find that has, you know, like 40 grams of protein in it. It's 810 calories. So should keep me pretty full tonight. Oh man, this is what it's all about. Freeze-dried food. Nah, but for real though, I just wanted to kind of sit here and get a little bit of footage in front of the fire and just kind of talk a little bit. So for me, this is what it's all about. You know, I ran into one couple today the whole time I was out here. A lot of solitude. It's very remote. I just love being out here in the woods. And yeah, as far as the YouTube channel and everything like that, you know, I haven't thought of a script. I haven't thought of, you know, this shot I should get and, you know, this type of angle and stuff like that. I just haven't really put a lot of thought into it yet. I was just kind of in a place where I knew that it was something that I wanted to do. So I just came out and did it. A lot of things have gone through my head so far on this trip today, like things that I thought I did that were cool, things that, you know, I missed, things I wish I would have changed, would have said, but that's fine because every single time, just like anything else in life, I'm going to get better. So I will be more prepared the next time I come out here, but for right now, I'm going to sit here and eat this miracle of modern science here. This rehydrated peak meal with my 810 calories. Then I'm gonna go hang this stuff up in my bear bag and chill around the fire for a little bit, and then go to bed and try not to freeze tonight. So I'll leave you with that. Oh man, dude, so much better than Mountain House. I'll pay $30 a piece for these things to not eat Mountain House. I think they're actually $12 or $13. Mountain House is what, 8 or 9? But this is light years ahead of the Mountain House meals. All right, sitting here. I think it's about 8:30. Just getting some more campfire footage. This will probably be the last video that I shoot for the evening. I may shoot one inside the hammock or something like that, but you know, it's dark. I've got a lot of footage today, so you'll have to forgive me because I do not have my microphone on. Thought I was done for the night, but this is Ohio. No precipitation in the forecast, but here we are. It is now dropping temperature and snowing, so good times.
Well, things are looking a little bit different than they did last night.
I forgot last night, but I didn't want to record it. I told you guys that the Gatorade bottles were multi-purpose. Wide mouth Gatorade bottle for the win. To be honest with you, I am not getting out of a hammock when it's 20 degrees. You do the math. Oh man, in case of emergency, this is my peak breakfast skillet. and you know, I'm tearing down camp, and I have a hammock. I had a bear line, you know, so there are knots to untie and a lot of things that require a lot of dexterity. I mean, there's no gloves that you can wear to tie and untie knots, right? Not on paracord. Maybe a big, you know, ship rope or something, but not on paracord. So, pro tip, if you have one of these, use it as a hand warmer. I've already got some hot water in there. We're waiting on this to rehydrate, and while I'm doing that, I'm gonna finish tearing down camp. So I'm just gonna hike, get this thing finished, and I'll see you when I see you. Peaceful morning. Hardly anything's making a sound yet. Probably too damn cold. Woke up to a bunch of woodpeckers this morning. Seen a handful of squirrels, but that is about it. So I'm kind of give you guys some shots of the snow here until we make it to the Scenic River Trail. We just came off of Greenwood. That's a trail we've been on the last 2 days. So let's go and see some of these scenic river views. Well, here it is, everybody. The Scenic River part of the Scenic River Trail. I feel like this is one of those things that the video isn't going to do it justice. But let's take a quick look here. This is just, this is awesome, guys. I would definitely recommend making it out here just to check this out. I mean, we're a good 300-400 feet above the river right now. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have made it back to our intersection that we started at yesterday. After we descended down off the hill there. So we are back to the junction between Greenwood. Again, we just popped out from Scenic River and we were way up there. All right, well, it's back to the car. We'll do a short little outro and then I want to begin my 3-hour drive back home. All right, everyone, we're gonna wrap this up. We're back at the trailhead. Came in at about 10.6 miles. Pros and cons, beautiful trail. You get to see the river. You're probably 300 or 400 feet above it. Amazing view up there. We got to see all kinds of crazy stuff with the weather. We saw sunshine, we saw snow, we saw clouds, we had wind, a little bit of everything. It was a really fun time. Your quintessential backpacking trip in Ohio in February, right? So just to let you guys know, I'm going to be doing a ton more content. I'm going to have day hikes, I'm going to have gear reviews, trail reviews, tips, tricks, hacks, things like that, and obviously more backpacking videos. So if you guys could do me a favor, I'd really appreciate it. If you like the video, slap a like on it. If you really like the video, please subscribe, and then obviously please share. You know, I'm new at this YouTube thing, but I want to be able to do this for a long time. I want to put out this content for as many people who want to consume it, basically. So help get me out there. Let me know what I can do to improve. So I'll see you guys in the next one.